Could you name me one famous scientist in history?
Isaac Newton. Albert Einstein.
I'd say Charles Darwin.
Michael Faraday.
Carl Sagan.
Einstein.
It's 2024, yet gender inequality still remains a pertinent issue today. Without further ado, let's hear some perspectives from
Batrisyia.
Dia.
Miss Hany Ellysha.
Alin Qistina.
Miss Ariana.
on the topic gender inequality in STEM. So Batrisyia, can you tell me what are the main challenges that women often face in the STEM field?
More often than not, women are forced to face discrimination just because of their gender. This includes limitations in opportunities or just being seen at a lower standard compared to their male peers.
I think one of the main challenges is that women's contributions to STEM are not known enough in media and academic settings, which can reduce a sense of belonging for women in STEM.
The fact that women in STEM do not really have much support systems or people that they can lean on to when they're faced by the issue of gender inequality, especially if they're in a lab full of males and they're the only girl. The issue of gender inequality in STEM is not something that's really highlighted, and it's hard when you don't have an outlet to talk about this issue because there's no support system or somewhere where you can talk about this too.
There's a common belief where boys are naturally better in maths and science compared to women, which makes it harder for women to be taken seriously in this field. Another thing is that women are treated unfairly or get discriminated often because of our gender, which kind of makes it less comfortable to be participating in the STEM field.
The unconscious biasness that happens, even though society still denies it until now. To be more specific, when it comes to promotions or maybe women taking charge in their workforce, that happens a lot in STEM, in my opinion.
So next question. What are the stereotypes that women often get from going into any education field?
The stereotypes that women face not only in the STEM field but also in general is that they are seen as less competent than a man. They will be taken less seriously. They are seen to make decisions based on emotion instead of logic.
There are stereotypes that women are less capable for science and technology jobs, and because of that, people rarely encourage women to enter the STEM field or even question them when they show interest.
Society thinks that you are less feminine if you join the STEM field, and to me it actually makes us women choose between our interests or trying to fit in the world.
That they aren't as capable or as smart as men to take charge or take lead, and that people won't listen to them. And this is hard for them, especially when I talk about promotions, right? It's hard for women to be the boss when they are working in the STEM industry.
Why do you want to pursue this hard career when you could easily become a housewife or a mother to your children? This is really harmful because of the fact that society doesn't believe that they can pursue this career, when in reality we're just as equally capable to do a STEM field career as men are. There was once, when I was 12 years old, I participated in a mathematics Olympiad. We had to be separated into groups and we had a few mathematic tasks that we had to finish. Before we even started the activity itself, I already felt very intimidated by the fact that I was the only girl in the group surrounded by boys who were older than me or the same age as me. But when the activity started, I felt even worse. They not only didn't listen to what I wanted to say, they never let me finish speaking. They didn't talk to me as if I was equal. They singled me out constantly. They really made me feel very inferior because I was the only girl in the group. And this is not something that only happens in mathematics Olympiads by 12-year-olds. I learned that this is something that does happen in real life in research labs, where women in STEM are often overlooked, when they're not being given enough credit for the work that they do just because that they're not being seen as equal scientists compared to them.
I remember when I was 9 years old, and at that time, my primary school had just opened up a new club, which is a robotics club. I was very eager to join, so I signed up. I told my parents and friends about it, they were skeptical and kept questioning my decisions of signing up for the club. But I was naive at that time, and I was just very excited about building robots. So first day I got there, I found out that only 3 girls signed up for that club and the rest were boys. It was unsettling, but as I grew to love robotics more, I got used to it, and eventually the uncomfortable feeling faded away.
I've had this one friend of mine. She was working on a group project with her group mates and she was voicing out her ideas, but she wasn't taken seriously. However, the moment another boy steps in and gives the exact same idea as her, everyone started agreeing and proceeded with the ideas. To me, when I first heard that story, I felt kind of frustrated because it was basically everyone agreeing on the same idea, except this time it was just voiced out by the opposite gender.
How can we encourage more girls and women to flourish in the STEM field?
We can encourage more girls to flourish in the STEM field by having more discussions, more meetings, more talks with girls, and talk about how there are successful women in STEM, or talk about the ways to combat these stereotypes and just inspire them to show that you can be successful in STEM and it doesn't matter that you are a woman.
One of the ideas that we can try is providing financial support, or basically scholarships specifically for women in STEM, so that it can actually help remove some of the barriers to entering as well as succeeding in the STEM field. I also think that small steps should be taken, such as schools, workplaces, as well as companies, to try and foster a supportive atmosphere where women can feel valued and encouraged to pursue their interests.
Is by normalizing the fact that women are capable of pursuing these careers too. When we teach children about careers, we can not only show them a male doctor, show them a picture of a female doctor. Don't just show them a male engineer, show them a female engineer, show them a female scientist. When we introduce the normalization that women can be engineers, women can be doctors, and women scientists do exist, this makes girls more motivated that they are capable of pursuing a field related to STEM.
In my opinion, one of the most fundamental things to ensure success for women in the STEM field has to begin in the education system. Therefore, more women have to be hired to become educators, not only to act as an inspiration for aspiring women mathematicians and scientists, but also to shape the younger minds that everyone can succeed no matter their genders.
Yes, I agree with that. Thank you, Batrisyia.